When we talk about corruption in Africa, the finger is often pointed at African leaders and institutions alone. It's a simple story, but it's not the full story. Court records, leaked documents, and detailed investigations reveal a much wider network of complicity, one that crosses continents and implicates some of the world's most powerful nations. This isn't just about what happens inside Africa. It's about a global system that enables and profits from it. Let's start with France. For decades, a strategy known as Frenafrique shaped its relationship with former colonies. Think of dusty archives filled with old diplomatic cables, oil contracts signed in secret, and backroom military agreements. Through these elite networks, France maintained deep influence in West and Central Africa. Corporate giants secured exclusive access to oil, uranium, and key infrastructure projects. In exchange, friendly leaders often received political and military backing, helping them stay in power regardless of their governance record. While resources flowed out of Africa, ordinary citizens were left with political stagnation and economic hardship. The arrangement benefited a select few on both sides, at a huge cost to the public. Now, let's head to London, where the city's gleaming skyscrapers tell another part of this story. The UK and its overseas territories have long been criticized for financial secrecy. Investigations like the Panama and Pandora Papers have shown how stolen African wealth finds a safe haven here. The process is slick. Corrupt officials use anonymous shell companies, often registered in places like the British Virgin Islands, to buy luxury apartments, mansions, and other high-value assets. This money, laundered through sophisticated legal and financial systems, is effectively cleaned back home. That stolen capital represents ghost schools that were never built, hospitals without medicine, and roads that exist only on paper. The money leaves Africa quietly, and its absence is felt loud and clear. Next, the United States. While America champions anti-corruption laws like the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act, or FCA, U.S. corporations have repeatedly been caught in bribery scandals. We have seen major cases involving American companies paying massive kickbacks to African officials to win lucrative contracts in sectors like oil, telecommunications, and construction. Beyond corporate behavior, there's also the geopolitical angle. During the Cold War and even today, strategic interests have sometimes outweighed concerns about good governance. Authoritarian regimes were often tolerated or even supported as long as they aligned with U.S. economic or security goals, creating a double standard that undermines democratic progress. Let's turn to a more recent major player, China. Its arrival in Africa brought a surge of infrastructure development, new roads, railways, and stadiums. But this came with significant strings attached. Many of the deals are financed through loans that are notoriously opaque. Critics point to exploitative contracts that heavily favor Chinese state-owned companies, accusations of labor abuses, and widespread reports of illegal mining and environmental damage, particularly in the extraction of resources like cobalt and timber. This model creates a dangerous cycle of debt. As African nations struggle to repay these loans, their sovereignty is weakened, giving China leverage over their natural resources and political decisions. Now, let's look at Russia. Its influence is less about infrastructure and more about security. Investigations by the UN journalists have uncovered a disturbing pattern. Russian-linked private military companies, like the Wagner Group, operating in conflict-ridden countries. They offer security services to fragile governments, but the payment isn't always in cash. It's often in resources. These groups gain access to valuable gold mines, diamond fields, and timber concessions, trading their military support for a piece of the nation's wealth. This resources for security model fuels conflict, undermines state institutions, and operates completely in the shadows, far from any public oversight. Other countries are involved. 2. Turkish construction firms have expanded rapidly across the continent, but their success has sometimes been tied to non-transparent government procurement deals and political favoritism, leading to inflated contracts and questions about value for money. Iran, on the other hand, has been linked to complex sanctions evasion networks. These schemes allegedly use African ports and shell companies as intermediaries to conduct illicit trade, particularly in oil, by falsifying documents and changing ship flags to hide their activities. Finally, and crucially, none of this would be possible without local collaborators. Across the continent, there are political and business elites who act as the inside partners in this global scheme. They are the ones who sign away national assets, embezzle public funds, and create legal loopholes to protect corrupt practices. They use state power to enrich themselves, silence journalists and activists who dare to expose them, and ensure the system of extraction continues uninterrupted. They are the essential link in the chain. So, when we look at the full picture, it becomes clear that corruption in Africa is not a problem that's simply imported or self-generated. It is co-designed. It's a complex partnership fueled by foreign money, local power, and weak global enforcement. The real question isn't why is Africa corrupt? The better question is who, both inside and outside the continent, truly profits when this system of corruption is allowed to survive. Thank you for watching. If you found this insightful, please like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives.